Hey everyone, this is Andrew Rochford, host of the Rochford Files on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out. I will also have additional streams on Twitch as well, also the Rochford Files. And now let's get into the big uh, discourse of last night when AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, appeared at the Met Gala with a tax the rich dress on. So I'm gonna let's go into this discourse. So let's hear what she said about the dress in this interview.
When Aurora and I were first kind of partnered, we really started having a conversation about what it means to be working class women of color at the Met. And we said, we can't just play along, but we need to break the fourth wall and challenge some of the institutions. And while the Met is known for its spectacle, we should have a conversation about it.
When this is oxymoron word salad, in my opinion, because if you're at the Met Gala, an event that you have to pay $30,000 to get in and spend $300,000 just to sit at a table, that shit's not working class. And you ain't breaking any of the walls by showing up at that event. Not the definitely nowhere close to the fourth wall, nowhere close to the third, second, or first wall. And I could care less about AOC breaking the fourth wall at this event when the fourth wall she should really be breaking is in Congress. A fourth wall that exposes the establishment Democrats for what they are, and she's not assisting in that regard, and instead she's playing cover and protecting them and getting along to go along. I think this was my favorite comparison of the dress from last night. Now here you see it in full, the Chick-fil-A logo. Look at that. That just fits perfectly in my opinion, because the only people who are really eating this up are the yes, queen, girl boss liberals. And I'm sure there's a lot of crossover with that crowd who rationalizes eating Chick-fil-A even in spite of how anti-LGBTQ plus they are. And it's like all the moments that AOC rationalizes uh, going along to go along and going against everything she ran on in that original campaign in 2018 when she rightfully labeled the Democrats as a right wing capitalist party, and she was going to start the ruckus there. And if anything, she's done quite the opposite. Next, we got this. This is from Carolyn Maloney. Equal, another spectacle type of dress. Equal rights for women. And this is not the first time that this congresswoman has done this, in even having an extravagant look on the Congress chamber. So I can't wait for next year when she shows up to this event once again and she has a dress on with actual grassroots on it. That way she can pretend to be a grassroots activist. Now this right here is where AOC really should have been. This was an actual protest where, look, look at the police getting aggressive with the protesters, arresting a shit ton of them. Because you know why this eviction moratorium stunt showed that the police won't act like that when they're around, but when there's no like politician to be there, this is what you get instead. And the only way, in my opinion, which I would consider it fair for AOC to show up to that bourgeoisie event where we know not a single one of those people there take her seriously. The establishment is laughing at her because she is no real threat. She's completely co-opted by the establishment when you go into an event like this and wear a tax of rich dress. It shows me that you're disconnected from the working class in a huge way. And the only way it would have been acceptable for her to show up was if she walked to that red carpet and told the event off. Like, and raised awareness to this protest right there. That would have been the only acceptable appearance at that way to go into that Met Gala last night. Anything less than that is proving AOC is a deeply unserious fraud. Alright, there's more. Look. Now she's giving credit to her dress designer right here. And this is Laura James. And she's calling this woman a black immigrant designer. Alright, this woman is a millionaire. A millionaire in Toronto. With a husband with a net worth of $100 million. And you've got to be kidding me if you're going to spin this shit as a genuine class infiltration. Because AOC, just shortly after taking office in 2019, she voted in favor of giving herself and other Congress members a $4,000 raise. And you're telling me that I'm supposed to believe that you're infiltrating the event as opposed to assimilating into it? Because this, in addition, she said, oh, before haters get wild flying off the handle, New York elected officials are routinely invited to attend the Met due to our responsibilities in overseeing and supporting the city's cultural institutions for the public. I was one of several in attendance this evening. And she's trying to say she got it free, but evidence shows that that was highly unlikely the case. Alright, now let's get into a couple of the shit lips right here. And this is David Sirota of the Daily Poster. You know, the former, one of the more prominent people working on Bernie Sanders' campaign. And this is he took disdain to the people who called out the stunt, rightfully what it is, performative, empty, a fraud. Why is this so impossible for anyone to accept? The only thing that matters is whether they hold out. The dress shit, the tweets, all of it is designed to distract you from the one single important question focus. Then he uh, brings up this random representative Josh Gottheim. And with those previous tweets that you saw, that proved right there that David Sirota pulled out a whataboutism card on you because he tried to frame this as positive when anyone who's been paying attention to what AOC and other squad members have done since Joe Biden has stepped into office has seen that these are meaningless stunts designed to be a marketing ploy to keep people on board with continuing to vote people more AOC types into the Democratic Party. And David Sirota doesn't realize it, but he's no different than your normal liberal who's like, what about Republicans? This right here is exactly the same if you're trying to deflect, because the difference is way too many people see AOC as a genuine fighter. Oh, anti capitalist, she infiltrated that event. Bullshit. That was far from the case. We know that she didn't exactly, uh, that working class background that you were sold on during her first election wasn't exactly true. Then we got Kyle Kulinski. Howard Kyle Kulinski. So we'll go with the tweet inside the quote first. It's very healthy that the online left is split between two camps, the AOC over defense squad and the AOC derangement syndrome type. For the record, I despise you all. Half of my timeline sniffs her farts, and half of my timeline thinks she's Mitch McConnell. You are all very stupid. It's incredibly transparent virtue signaling to your particular left subgroup clique, just a more fashionable version of dumb tribalism. There you have it. That's coward Kyle Kulinski right there. This is something that we've seen unfold ever since he bent over backwards, the point where his spine went inverse after all the bootlicking, deep throating over Joe Biden for so called ending the war in Afghanistan, when in reality all he did was take boots off the ground and realign and is about to rearrange those troops around to continue to carry on the imperialism in the other countries instead. And but to go back a bit further with Kyle Kulinski, when he had the falling out with Jimmy Dore, he tried to stay out of it and not choose any side to this to these issues. Then you heard that Cenk Uygur dropped in from the dropped his TYT affiliation. And it's now becoming more and more clear that Kyle just wanted to be more and more of the unaffiliated coward in the situation. It's sad because to me, it's obvious that there's one camp who's far worse than the other. And it's that over defense squad, the stands, the sycophants are far more far more dangerous because they fail to see that you can't reform the Democratic Party. And the people who continue to call the shit out for what it is, like myself and many other leftists out there, are not deranged. We are very normal in the criticism we make, and we don't let her defenses stand, like calling us misogynistic or try to argue that we're racist, because let's be real, this is not, that ain't it. And this isn't, and to cheapen that to virtue signaling is sad. And it goes to show you that what Kyle Kulinski used to be uh, something better than that. I mean, it still wasn't good enough. He was still milquetoast on certain things, but it was at least acceptable. Now, he's just a parody of what he used to be. And he's leaned harder into trying to go into that Clint Klippenstein type of shitposting troll because he's not willing to uh, lean into his fake seriousness shtick that he used to. But to close it out on AOC, there's nothing about her that shows she is a genuine class traitor. And this is her being sucked up by the elite, and we and it and over time it's going to be a major I told you so when people last year were in the forefront and calling this out. And now, since Joe Biden has taken office, she's just proving that she is not serious about getting any of this done, because she has contempt for the activist who helped her get elected. She would not acknowledge the March for Medicare for All. She won't acknowledge Julian Assange and any of the organizing events around that. She ignores End the Damn Wars. We know she's going to ignore this upcoming attempt at a general strike as well. So that's why it's important to keep going in, because she's a false ally. And the more and more people fail to see that, is just another group of people who limit the success of what we as the left try to do in future direct action.